Local reaction to the strikes already taking place across the country, including right here in Northeast Wisconsin, as protesters take to the streets voicing their opposition against the attacks. In Appleton, over a dozen of protesters came together at Houdini Plaza protesting the strikes and calling for peace. And in Green Bay, protesters lined the streets with signs condemning the strikes. One protester we spoke with saying the strikes were not about the nuclear protest, but for regime change.
All I can think of is WMDs that got us into the last war in the Middle East, and it was just a bunch of bunk. And the other thing he said is he's trying to overthrow the regime.
Now, local lawmakers are also reacting to the attacks in Iran. Senator Tammy Baldwin releasing a statement today following President Trump's announcement of a massive and ongoing war in Iran, saying, quote, President Trump illegally bombed Iran, totally disregarding the Constitution, putting American troops in harm's way and starting another war in the Middle East with no end in sight, end quote. Representative Tom Tiffany also releasing a statement on social media's platform X earlier today saying, quote, my thoughts are with the brave U.S. forces carrying out these precision strikes and with the safety of American personnel in the region, end quote.